Welcome back to Movies Now at SavannahNow.com. I'm your host, Todd Perkins, and today I'll preview Saw 3D and recommend 3 of my personal favorite horror films for you to watch this Halloween weekend. If you so choose to. I'm not going to make you.
And now for our feature presentation.
The only movie coming out this Halloween weekend is Saw 3D, the 7th in the Saw franchise, and supposedly the last film, so all the Saw fans will have to come and see what the conclusion to this franchise is. Personally, I like the first one, but all the sequels that I've seen, which haven't been all of them, thank goodness, were a bit of a disappointment. It's such a weird subgenre. Not only is it a horror movie, but it's more of a torture movie, which definitely isn't for everyone. If you like the previous Saw films, you'll like this movie. If you didn't, you won't like this film. It's pretty much going to be exactly the same as all the others except in 3D. Well, with what's in theaters, there may not be a lot to choose from, so I'll recommend 3 of my personal favorite horror films, starting with the original Frankenstein. Now, people groan, I don't want to watch black and white, old films because it can't possibly be as good or entertaining as the films now. Well, I must admit, you have to have a certain kind of mentality to be able to watch and appreciate these films, but personally, I love the original Frankenstein, especially Boris Karloff's performance as the creature. The performances are overdone, and the landscape, the set pieces are very gothic, and it really captures you in the fact that back in the 1930s, this is what films were doing back then, and to me, it still personally creeps me out. My second recommendation is the rated R An American Werewolf in London. Now, what makes this film so special is that the director of this film wasn't, like John Carpenter and Wes Craven, solely dedicated to horror films, but this director, John Landis, directed only 2 films prior, being Animal House and The Blues Brothers. So you have this person who's so funny and makes these incredibly comedic films, then turn around and make this horrific, gory horror film which has a very dark sense of humor, and it's really the first horror film to truly do this, to where while all these horrific things are going on, there is very dark humor along with it. In my opinion, the best horror movie in the past 10 years is Frank Darabont's The Mist, based off of Stephen King's short story, which isn't that short at all. As far as any horror film, the best performances are found in this movie. Now, tons of people will disagree with me about this film. The film is about a small town who all of a sudden is encountered by this strange mist, and this group of people take refuge in a grocery store, in a supermarket, and they slowly start to find out things are in the mist. If you're still interested in watching Saw 3D, it's rated R and it opens October 29th. To check out local times and listings, go to SavannahNow.com/do/moviesnow. I'm Todd Perkins, and enjoy the